Hey guys, it's Billy here, coming back at you with a new vinyl update here. This is, I guess, part one of a two-part rock finds that I have found over the past 3 or 4 weeks. Hit a couple garage sales, and my one of my local record stores. I think will be in the second one, but most of these that I'm going to go through here, matter of fact, all these here were garage sale finds, garage sales, yard sales, a couple different sales here, but I stumbled upon one garage sale that, or yard sale, garage sale, whatever you want to call them, that had a bunch of old classic rock records, and they had them separated in 3 different boxes. They had, if I remember right, there was a 50-cent box, a $1 box, and a $2 box. And so I instantly went to the $2 box and was glad I started there, because there were already people rummaging through them and had a couple records in their hand. I was kind of bummed that I missed a couple things, but I got there early and still was able to pick through and get some really nice stuff for a great price. So I immediately went to the $3 box, and this record was in there, Led Zeppelin 3. Everybody, I'm sure, in the VC has either seen or has this record in their collection already. I have this record in my collection as well, but not in this good condition. Mine, the spin wheel's all jacked up, but this one, everything is not only intact, but it's working. I was really pumped to find that. But you can see the spin wheel there. Get it to go. So it's not only intact, but working, which is kind of cool. Nice gatefold, nice and clean. When I was younger, this record, actually the first song that I heard from this record was the single, which I believe was the B-side to Immigrant Song, which was Hey Hey What Can I Do? And loved it. Absolutely fell in love with that song, and went out. A friend had the record, picked up, we threw the record on, listening to it, and I'm like, where the hell is Hey Hey What Can I Do? And I guess apparently it was one of the songs that maybe might have been the only song that that Zeppelin ever released that wasn't on a studio album. But it was, like I said, it was the B-side. I believe it was the B-side to Immigrant Song. But as we were playing the record as a kid, I ended up really falling in love with Gallows Pole, which I understand now is an old remake of an old folk song, but I love their version, and that kind of turned me on. Then went back and got some of the older stuff, because I think that came out in 1970 or 71. But a good copy, like I said, $3. I was blown away at that, and this next one, this was I believe this was in the $3 box as well. Little AC/DC High Voltage, classic Bon Scott. You've got It's a Long Way to the Top if you want a rock and roll singer. The Jack, Live Wire, TNT. A High Voltage, just some great stuff. I still prefer, like when I want to get into the Bon Scott stuff, Powerage, but this one is probably my second favorite. It's just awesome. It's got some writing on the cover, but the record was in great shape. Glad to get it for a couple bucks. The same with this one here, Allman Brothers Band, Brothers and Sisters. This was this definitely was my first, my introduction to the Allman Brothers Band. Being a country guy, I mean, I was into a lot of the rock, more poppy rock stuff when I was a kid. And then I would just, friends or whatever, we would get into various other different things. I'd be introduced to other stuff. But my first introduction to the Allman Brothers was Ramblin' Man, the song Ramblin' Man, which is on this record. And then I went back and dug into their older catalog and just fell in love with a lot of that stuff. But there's so many great songs on this record. Ramblin' Man, Southbound, Jessica, Come and Go Blues is just beautiful. I guess from what I understand, this was the record that was released after Duane Allman passed away. But it's a phenomenal record, just a classic, and I was glad to pick that up for a couple bucks. This one was another one that was in the, I think Everything Else From Here On Out was either in the, everything else from here on out was either $1 or 50 cents. And I was just stunned. This one I think was in the $1 box just because it was in really good shape. But Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. I don't see this one out a lot in the wild. And it's in beautiful, beautiful condition. The record inside's great as well. I picked up a couple stuff from, this is stuff that kind of brings me back to my childhood. Billy Idol, Rebel Yell. This is just a standard American pressing. Most of this stuff is all just American stuff. But everybody has seen that. It's great Billy Idol stuff. Now here's one that I don't see a whole lot of, but like I said, it was in the $1 box. Vital Idol. It's a comp, greatest hits thing. I have a copy of Vital Idol, but it has a different cover than this. He's holding on to like, I don't know if it was in the Dancing in the Dark video or whatever, he's holding on to like 2 power transistors or something, getting shot, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. But this one here, I had this CD when I was a kid that has this cover, but never seen the LP with that cover. It's a little wear to it, but for $1, I was glad to pick it up. Another one, a lot of these are obviously at the same yard sale, so they're going to have a lot of the same likes, and you know, you find a lot of the stuff from the same time period. ZZ Top, Afterburner, in beautiful shape. This was actually, believe it or not, an upgrade copy. Looks like the record had never been played. Maybe they played it one time and shelved it. $1 on that one. Again, $1. Springsteen, Born in the USA. This is one of those records that, as long as it's not banged all to hell, I always pick this up. You see it everywhere, but I'll pick this up because it's such a great record, especially with the hype stickers on it and everything like that. This was the last thing that I got at this one particular. Those were all from the same. This first group are all from the same garage sale. This next group is from a different one. Blues Brothers soundtrack. Love it. Love the movie. It's one of those classic, timeless movies that when you're sitting down, flipping through the TV, no matter where, what spot in the movie that it's on, you're going to sit there and watch. At least me, anyway. And the soundtrack to it is great. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is Ray's music. You know, with Ray Charles, where they walk in and the boy comes in and tries to steal the guitar, and he shoots the wall right next to him. It's great. And then they jam Shake a Tail Feather or something like that. I'm not 100% sure but I believe it's Shake a Tail Feather. But it's so good. This next group of records is from a different sale, a different garage sale, and they had more of a variety of stuff. Some older stuff, some poppier stuff, some country stuff, but picked up. And I think all of these were like $0.25 or 50 cents. They didn't have and they didn't have the records mixed up. They were all together, and they were either $0.25 or 50 cents. But Best of Buck Owens, Volume 2. I love Buck Owens. This has Tiger by the Tail, Together Again, Act Naturally, Before You Go, Waiting in Your Welfare Line, My Heart Skips a Beat, which is great, Buckaroo, Love's Gonna Live Here, one of my, probably my favorite Buck Owens track, Love's Gonna Live Here, love it to death, good stuff. Then this next one that I picked up, I wasn't familiar with this record. I know she gets a lot of love in the VC, and I have some of her later stuff, but I didn't have this one, and I thought, you know, I really do enjoy anything I hear of her, so I'm going to give it a listen. I'm not familiar with the record, but it's Emmylou Harris, Bluebird. I don't know any of the tracks on here either. I haven't had a chance to give this one a spin yet, but I'm looking forward to it. If anybody has any comments about this or any other really good Emmylou Harris stuff based on what you think I might dig, let me know in the comments below. Don McLean, American Pie. Well, such a classic, and I love the cover. I mean, awesome cover. I believe it or not, I didn't have this record in my collection, and it's in great shape. 50 cents. Glad to add that one as well. What we're listening to right now, a little AC/DC, Razor's Edge. Figured with having the AC/DC in the lot, I'd put on some AC/DC and let everybody enjoy it. You know, great stuff here. This takes me back to my senior year in high school. You know, went to the concert, and when Money Talks, I think was the I don't know if it was I can't remember if it was the encore or the song before the encore, but when Money Talks came out, they opened up this big ball opened up from the sky, and all this money fell from the sky, fell from the roof, and I've got a couple of them laying around here somewhere, but it had Angus on the head on the face of the dollar bill. It was kind of cool. But Razor's Edge, great stuff. Tough record to find. I had to get that one. I think I had to order that one from somebody in Germany, I believe. But it sounds great. This next one is another one that is a classic record, and I was glad to be able to pick up another copy of this one, because the one that I have is beat all to hell, and it just sounds like shit. It sounds like garbage. So I was glad to get an upgrade copy of this. Ray Charles, Modern Sounds and Country Music. Just unbelievable. You go back through and listen to all these. You Don't Know Me. Listen to his version of You Don't Know Me, or I Can't Stop Loving You. Just a great record. Now, whether it's country, whether it's R&B, whether it's soul, it's all good, and it's a phenomenal listen. I recommend it if you don't have it. If you haven't ever heard it, pick it up. It's not that hard to find. I mean, if you get one in decent condition, you go out hunting for one, you can find them fairly cheap, less than $10 usually. Another one, I think it was quarter 50 cents. Alabama Mountain Music. Like you guys know, I'm a huge fan. I'm a sucker for the 80s, 90s country, any of that stuff. Love it. Last couple here. Like I said, there were a couple pop things in there too. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. This one, I just remember the videos, or Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time. She Bop, which is a song about masturbating, I think. I guess. Good stuff. I like it. It's kind of those guilty pleasure kind of listens. And then the next one kind of falls in the same category. Madonna. She's got a lot of good stuff. I do enjoy it too. But then again, my wife says I'm like 48% gay, just not gay enough to act on it. So I don't care. I love Pink. I love Cyndi Lauper apparently, and Madonna. But Papa Don't Preach, Open Your Heart, True Blue, La Isla Bonita. Good stuff. I mean, really good album and in great condition for 50 cents. There was no way I was going to leave it sitting in the bin, even with threats of being called or considered 48% gay by my wife or not. So like I said, just not gay enough to act on it, because I do enjoy. So what if a man enjoys shopping and talking and cuddling and things like that? Anyway, that wraps up this update. I realize I just killed the rock and roll mojo right there, but the next update is I believe it's all there's some garage sale finds, and then a lot of record store finds from my local record store, but I believe it's all rock. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there. If you like what you like, click like. Leave a comment down below, and take care. Till next time, peace. See ya.